Hey everybody, Corky here. Um, in Music on the Brain, Music and the Brain, I'm talking about the effects of music on human beings. Probably would be true to a degree with animals. Um, and in this book, Music Ophelia by Oliver Sacks, uh, he talks about the way that music enters the brain and how it enters the brain. Um, a quote by Stephen Jay Gould, and he singles out music as a clear example of something uh, that makes us susceptible to itself, and then when music comes into the brain, uh, the aspects of our higher aesthetic, moral, and intellectual life enters the mind by the back stairs. So what he's referring to here is uh, the kind of subtle way that music enters the mind through back stairs. I like that quote, and this is something that I've witnessed firsthand. In my years of serving uh, people with intellectual disabilities with music, um, people who get funding and go to a day program, or maybe they go to an agency that serves this population. Um, in the day programs, they work puzzles, and the physical therapist comes, the occupational therapist comes, the speech therapist comes, and all of this testing and therapies that happen pretty much uh, have to do with commands on the left side of the brain. Okay. uh, and so that uh, it majors what people talk about right and left brain, the left hand side of the brain, which has to do with uh, logic and problem solving and numbers and order and things like that, and puzzles that way, although it's very visual. So for the most part, the day uh, schedule for a person with intellectual disabilities has to do with things of this nature. Um, and even when church groups come in and do uh, Bible studies or that like, it has to do with the left hand side of the brain. Now, if that patient has uh, been seriously affected on the left hand side of the brain, either Alzheimer's or brain injury or some other uh, significant event happened, by the time they were 18, they may not respond if their left hand side of their brain is really affected. They may not respond to these kind of logical puzzles and things like that, which it's all good because they have to have the stimulation and hopefully make some progress. Uh, on the other hand, when music comes into the equation, uh, music comes in on the right hand side of the brain. Um, this is why you can be going about your day, uh, normal duties, projects, to do list, traveling, uh, all of that, and a song could come on the radio and it touches you in a different way. Probably touches you emotionally, but some scholars, according to Dr. Sachs, are even experiencing physical uh, things when music is on. Uh, so music will touch people at a level that nothing else really does. And for clients that are in these programs, the majority of their day is taken up with left brain activities. When the music comes in, and most what so-called normal people think that music is just like garnish, it's something pretty. Oh, that's nice. Let's have that. That's nice. And but it's much more profound than that, because in my day, my time of serving this population, I have seen nonverbal patients become verbal during uh, music sessions, music activities, and it's because that one side of that brain evidently was not as affected, and it actually can jumpstart the other side. On occasion, I'm using a very crude term, jumpstart, but that's the best way I can describe it. And for a while, they will be verbal, uh, and they will be better at tasks that involve numbers and concepts and thoughts in that way. So it comes up a different avenue, and this is sometimes frightening to the staff, because in one case I had a man, we'll call him John, who came to my music class, and he was basically verbal only to the extent that he would ask the question, where is Hardee's, how much is Hardee's, and then he would say, I'm George Bush. Now those are the three sentences we always heard him say, and he almost never said anything else. But when he came in to my music class there in Cleveland, Tennessee one day, he saw I had a guitar around my neck, acoustic guitar, and I was strumming it, picking out some little bluegrass licks and things like that. And he looked at me, got up and walked toward me, and the staff had to get up and come with him because he's supported by several staff 24 hours a day, because he had violent behaviors at different times. But anyway, he walked up to me where I was standing with my guitar, and he said, would you play the Wildwood Flower for me? And of course I do know that, and I said, absolutely. And so I played it, and he proceeded to talk in different sentences, and the staff were actually frightened by this. This took place at a Baptist church. I'm a Pentecostal minister, so some of the staff actually got creeped out, thinking that I had put a hex on John, and that my healing ministry type things were going on there. And rather than celebrate the moment, the staff were kind of puzzled to try to figure out what makes him talk in the music class and he doesn't talk the rest of the day or night. And the answer to that probably is, I'm not an expert, but my answer to that probably is, we reached him in a way he wasn't reached the rest of the day. And so music is more than just fun or garnish on the plate. Music is vital to touching human beings at a deep, level. So, coming at this from a different side, and music belongs to the people. Music comes from God. It belongs to the people. It does not belong to an organization or an industry. And these ideas are what really catapulted me into the most active period of my guitar playing that I ever had, as I took seriously the profound things that were taking place when music is played for people who are not reached by this at any other time in their life. Okay? All right, Corky signing off. I'd like to hear from some of you about the Mississippi Delta Blues Tour. If you could Facebook me or comment on the YouTube, and please subscribe and comment, click like on the YouTube, because it would make my YouTube channel go better. Okay? Thank you so much. Beautiful day here in Alabama.